Good day. As you know, I am Kaylin, and in today's training session, we're going to be discussing web access rights. So this is in your web module. Now you'd need to log into the web module as an administrator in order for you to see the other operators and obviously set their access rights. Okay, so I've got my web module here. I've got an admin user that I have simply made the login as admin, and 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. And if we now, you'll see at the bottom is your security menu. So there's three different things that you've got on this menu. You've got your browse user groups. So this is certain user groups that you'd, like to create in order for either, let's say, you've got another one. We're going to create another one for employees. So perhaps when the employees log in, you only want them to be able to access certain things. They obviously can perhaps view their hours or they can view their clockings, but perhaps you don't want them to actually insert any clockings. So you can make a separate then user group for them. You can also then have a separate another user group for the supervisors and what they may and may not access. And let's say there's admin staff as well that you'd like that group then. Okay, so I'm going to insert another one here. Let's just call this employees, and they are going to be operators. And now you can set that either initially everything is disabled, so that's no access, or everything is enabled, so they may see that, so you can set that to all access. Now in the case of perhaps an employee, you're going to set the majority of the stuff to no access and then just enable one or two things. So you'd perhaps then choose the initial access as no access. So I'm going to click on save. We've got then our user groups there that our web users can belong to. If we then go to our browse users, obviously in your user module, if you've gone and changed on that employee and gone to the section where you can add the web user, their name will appear in this list here. So I've got a few users that I've added in there, and I can now go and edit that employee, or I can change them to either make them an administrator or then make them an operator, depending on what they may be. And then if they are a operator, so let me click on one of these ones. I'm going to click on change. If they set to an operator, you'll see that immediately the user groups option becomes available. And then you can go and select whether they are part of a specific user group. If you just want to change it, you simply click on that and it'll change from a yes to no. Okay, so I've got this Robert Seagreen, which is part of the supervisors group. I'm going to save that. And so you can go through all the other ones as well and, either even set them to no access if they may not have any access there. And then the last option that you've got in here is set menu access. So what this does is your main menu that you're seeing here on the left-hand side, you can set then whether they've got access to this or not. So you'll see then the admin group has got pretty much yes to everything there, so they've got full access. Employees, remember that we said the initial access was no access, so you'll see that automatically everything is set to no. If I perhaps just want to give them access to, let's say, the employees window, then I can set that to yes. Okay, and then obviously you want them to be able to see the menu as well, so you can set that to yes. And let's say you want them to be able to view clockings, you can go and change all the access rights that you want there. And the same with the supervisors. If you want to go and set something to no, they may not see errors, and leave, they may not adjust, etc., etc. Once you've adjusted those access rights, that is the main ones that you're seeing here. So you'll see immediately they will pretty much match up with those things. So you've got employees, and then there's errors, would be the errors menu. You've got your daily rostering, that links up there, clockings, etc. It carries on through there. And if you scroll right, there's a whole lot more there that you can set as well. Okay, so the other thing so that's setting the menus, but now there's also the access rights, within a specific screen. So let's say you've given them access to the employees window. They're allowed to go in there, but now you perhaps don't want to allow them to insert any employees. So they can view employees, but they can't insert anything. You'll see at the top of any of these screens, you'll see that there's a little access button there. If we click on that, let's just see the other one, Nikki. You'll see that you can set, what each group has got access to. So let's say the the supervisors groups, you want them to be able to view that. So they can access the screen, yes, but you don't want them to be able to insert employees. You don't want them to be able to change any employees, and you don't want them to delete any employees. So they can merely view the fact that there are employees in this window. Remember that also there is a few other buttons like your leave and your rostering and stuff. So if you have disabled leave, in the main menu, for argument's sake, you'd want to disable this leave button here as well, that it doesn't, navigate them to that leave screen. Once you've gone and set all the settings, again, these things match up with what is on the screen here. So your leave will be your leave button, rostering would be a rostering button, etc., in that one. Okay, so once you've set that up, you can simply close that, and you can now go to all your different screens, and you can go and set the individual screens, for their access to which buttons they're allowed to do. And then the same thing with the employees. They had no access, so perhaps you want them to be able to view their timesheets, but you don't want them to be able to insert anything. So then you can go and just disable those for the employee group. Then you could just disable inserting, or then enable if they need to be able to do something. And that's how easy it is to set your access rights. So you need to first just make sure that there is a user group that's been set up. Once that you've set that user group up, then go and assign your user to that user group. And then thirdly, you're obviously going to go and set the access for those specific groups as to what they may or may not see then when they log in. So if I had to now log out and log in with one of the other users that I've got, perhaps an employee or something, I would have very limited access or no access at all if I haven't given anything there. And that's your web access rights. Pretty easy to set up there. I hope that you've actually learned something and that you'll join me in the next training video. Goodbye.